Hello, my name is Samantha Rosado. I am in Professor Miles's Negotiation and Conflict Management class. The negotiation we will be discussing is the NHL Lockout of 2004. NHL versus NHLPA. The NHL Lockout of 2004 canceled an entire season of hockey, was widely covered by newspapers all over the world, and was the first time the Stanley Cup was not awarded since 1919. The two sides of the negotiation were the NHL, which is the league, and the NHLPA, which is the union. These sides were negotiating the distribution of revenues and players' salaries. A previous smaller lockout had taken place in 1994, where the coaches had locked out the players. Because of this, players did not believe coaches had their best interests in mind, and trust issues were present entering this negotiation. The system in place in 2003 was called a marketplace system. In a marketplace system, players individually negotiate contracts, and teams have complete control of how they want to spend, meaning each player contract is a separate negotiation. As a whole, the players felt they were getting the short end of the hockey stick. Without the league, there would be no teams, and without the union, there would be no outside structure. They needed each other despite them thinking they didn't. The NHL wanted to keep the marketplace agreement system, while the NHLPA wanted to link players' salaries to team revenues. To the NHL, keeping the current system meant players were able to keep uncapped salaries and teams had full control over these wages. To the NHLPA, change meant the union could pay the players less and pocket or distribute more of the revenue. Proposals on proposals. A long series of proposals, counter-proposals, rejections, and pauses between negotiations took place over the next year. After a year of back and forth, both sides of the grand negotiation could not bear to possibly miss another season. On July 21st, they reached an agreement. Resolution. The league settled on a lottery system. When going through annual drafts, this lottery system gave a small advantage to teams who have not performed as well in previous years, an advantage greater than they would have had otherwise. Salary caps were also agreed upon. When making the adjustment to salary caps, teams were allowed 1 week to buy out players at 2/3 of the cost of their contracts. This would not count against the salary cap, and players could not re-sign with the same team. Negotiation techniques. Backup plans. Each side of the negotiation knew what they were fighting for and the outcomes they found desirable. Each proposal was rejected with a counter-proposal. Although a lengthy back and forth process, each side appeared to try to cooperate. Mutual benefits. Each side wanted a resolution that would be mutually beneficial. In game theory, this is referred to as a win-win outcome. Power. Power was used greatly. Both sides believed they held the power. Without side A, side B would not exist, and vice versa. This power may have gotten to each side's heads at time. In the end, both sides knew they did not want to cancel another season. Pros, cons, and long term. Pros. A win-win resolution was reached with the contingencies that enabled a smooth transitionary period. Cons. This negotiation lasted way too long, and a Stanley Cup champion was not awarded that year. Long term. There aren't many businesses that can shut down for a year and return with an increase in revenue. The relationship with the NHL and the NHLPA remained cordial until a smaller scaled lockout took place in the years to come. I believe there should be a clause in which the negotiation terms are reevaluated every 5 to 10 years to prevent further lockouts. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.